What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into the most closely watched military project in South Asia, one that could be a total game changer and completely rewrite the balance of power in the skies. When we talk about long-range surface-to-air missile systems, names like the American Patriot or the Russian S-400 Triumph immediately come to mind. India itself is actually an S-400 customer, having ordered the system to protect its airspace. But in modern warfare, relying on someone else for your defense is no longer a safe bet. And that's exactly where a top-secret initiative called Project Kusha comes in. This is India's massive push to build an air defense umbrella that's just as powerful, if not more advanced, than the S-400 itself. To really understand why this project is a matter of national survival, we have to look at the security situation India is facing right now. India is sitting in a highly volatile geopolitical hotspot. They share a border with their historic rival Pakistan and have intense ongoing border disputes with another superpower neighbor, China. With China deploying 5th-generation J-20 stealth fighters and rapidly advancing its cruise missiles and long-range attack drones, India realized the aerial threat was moving to a whole new level. Even with the S-400 in their arsenal, the war in Ukraine exposed a critical vulnerability. With Russia bogged down in its own conflict, the delivery of spare parts, maintenance, and new batches of S-400s to India faced inevitable delays. So India made the call. They had to stand on their own 2 feet under their self-reliance policy. Spearheaded by the DRDO, Project Kusha was born with a massive budget designed to plug all these defensive gaps. What makes Project Kusha truly terrifying isn't just that it's another interceptor missile, it's the creation of a multi-layered air defense network working together in perfect sync. Imagine an invisible dome covering India's airspace, divided into 3 distinct kill zones. Kusha will utilize 3 different types of interceptor missiles. The first tier is designed to take out targets at an extreme range of up to 350 kilometers. Its main job is to knock out airborne early warning and control aircraft, or AWACS, and mid-air refuelers before they even get close to the Indian border. Blinding these high-value assets is basically like taking out the enemy's eyes, leaving the incoming fighter jets completely blind and uncoordinated. If anything manages to punch through that first layer, they'll run into the second tier of interceptors, which have a range of 250 kilometers. These are specifically tailored to take down fighter jets, large drones, and high-altitude cruise missiles. And if any targets somehow slip through to the 150-kilometer mark, the highly agile third-tier missiles will engage. These are built to intercept incredibly fast, low-flying, terrain-hugging threats. The sheer complexity of this 3-layered defense means it's going to be incredibly difficult for any adversary to penetrate Indian airspace without taking catastrophic losses. Diving deeper into the technical details that make Project Kusha superior to legacy systems, we have to talk about propulsion and guidance. Usually, when a standard missile is fired over a long distance, its kinetic energy and speed bleed off in the final phase, allowing highly maneuverable targets to dodge it. But Project Kusha's missiles use dual-pulse motor technology. Simply put, the missile holds back its second stage of fuel and ignites it only when it gets close to the target. This gives the missile a massive burst of speed right at the very end. Enemy pilots who think the missile has run out of steam will be caught completely off guard with 0 chance of escape. On top of that, for the seeker head, India is combining both active radar homing for long-range tracking and an imaging infrared or IRR seeker. This allows the missile to perfectly distinguish between the real target and defensive flares or decoys. Another highlight we can't ignore is the brain behind the operation. Just having an AESA radar that can spot stealth targets isn't enough anymore. Project Kusha was built from the ground up for network-centric warfare. It's designed to plug directly into the Indian Air Force's Integrated Air Command and Control System, or IACCS. Data from military satellites, ground-based radars, naval warships, and AWACS will all be fused together and processed by AI to create a real-time battle picture. The system will automatically prioritize threats, and most importantly, it has an incredibly high capability for electronic warfare. Even if the enemy tries to jam it, Kusha's radar uses high-speed frequency hopping, switching channels so fast that enemy jammers simply can't keep up. The geopolitical fallout when Project Kusha officially enters service later this decade is going to completely shift the military balance in the region. If India deploys this system along the Pakistani border, its operational radius will reach deep into Pakistani airspace. That means Pakistani fighter jets will be well within the kill zone the moment their wheels leave the runway. Meanwhile, if deployed in the Himalayas bordering China, it will create a massive anti-access and area denial, or A2AD zone. This will prevent China's fleet of J-20s from operating freely anywhere near Indian airspace. It sends a loud and clear political and military message. India is ready to protect its sovereignty using world-class technology they built with their own hands. And looking beyond just national defense, Project Kusha has massive potential to become a flagship export product that shakes up the global arms market. A lot of countries in Southeast Asia and the Middle East are looking for long-range air defense systems that match the S-400's performance, but they don't want to buy from Russia and risk getting hit by US CAATSA sanctions. On the flip side, buying the American Patriot is incredibly expensive and comes with a lot of operational strings attached. This right here is a multi-billion-dollar gap in the market that India sees wide open. After their success exporting the BrahMos missile to the Philippines, Project Kusha is the next major chess piece that could elevate India into a major arms exporting superpower, directly countering China's influence in the region. Now, let's look at some comparative data and estimated pricing between India's Project Kusha and Russia's S-400. I've put together a table to make things crystal clear. For the estimated rough order of magnitude, or ROM, for 5 squadrons, I've kept the figures in US dollars for our global audience. Looking at the comparison table, it's obvious that Project Kusha was designed to go head-to-head with the S-400 across multiple dimensions. When you look at the maximum intercept range, sure, the S-400 edges out a slight win at 400 kilometers with its top-tier missiles, but Kusha's 350-kilometer range is more than enough to strike fear into enemy airborne command posts. What's really interesting is the layered defense approach. India intentionally developed these 3 intercept ranges to perfectly match the real-world threats they face, whether it's cheap suicide drones or highly advanced supersonic cruise missiles. But the real knockout punch, and what truly sets them apart, comes down to the radar technology and the price tag. Kusha uses cutting-edge AESA radar tech that India can manufacture entirely domestically. This completely eliminates the bottleneck of maintenance and relying on foreign parts. When you combine that with a fully localized supply chain, it directly impacts those estimated prices we just saw. You'll notice that procuring 5 squadrons of Kusha comes in at around $2.5 billion, which is literally less than half the cost of importing the same amount of S-400s from Russia. And beyond the overall procurement budget, if we look at the cost per shot in the table, the picture gets even clearer. Because India is developing all 3 tiers of interceptors themselves, they can control the costs much better. It averages out to roughly $1.5 to $4 million per shot, depending on the range. Compare that to the S-400's top-tier missiles, which can skyrocket up to $3 to $6 million a pop, and Kusha is clearly a much better value in terms of military economics, especially in modern warfare, which can drag on for months and requires launching tons of interceptors just to deal with drone swarms. Having your own supply chain that can constantly restock your inventory at a reasonable price is a matter of life and death. Imported systems just can't offer that. Ultimately, Project Kusha isn't just a new piece of military hardware, it's a symbol of India's ambition and its standing on the world stage. It's a bold declaration that India is no longer just going to be one of the world's biggest arms buyers, but is rising as a high-tech developer that can go toe-to-toe with traditional superpowers. If this system enters service on schedule between 2028 and 2029, it will be the master key that locks down India's airspace from any threat. And we'll just have to wait and see what strategies China and Pakistan will try to pull to counter this deadly new umbrella. If you enjoy deep dives into military tech and strategy like this one, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think India can really make a system that beats the S-400? Let's discuss. For today, that's all I have for you. I'm Mix, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.